So good afternoon. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Partha and the scientific committee for the opportunity to share the story of Aravind with all of you here. As you all aware, Aravind was started as a 11-bedded hospital in a small hospital, in a small, actually residential area in the year 1976. Today, it has got about 7 tertiary care centers, 7 secondary eye care centers, and about 6 community eye care centers, which are basically outpatient clinics run by doctors, and about 108 primary eye care centers. We call them as vision centers. And together, we see anywhere between 17,000 to 18,000 outpatients a day and perform close to about 2,000 plus surgeries each day and conduct also on average about 8 to 10 outreach camps. In addition, there are also close to 200 residents and 200 fellows who also needs to be trained. And in addition to this patient care services and training, we also have a state-of-the-art basic science research facility and about 4 eye banks, which together contribute to close to 7,000 eyes. And there is a Lions ARAVIND Institute of Community Ophthalmology that works to promote the best practices which we have developed with other eye care centers, and also a oral lab which makes the affordable eye care products so that the services are accessible to everybody. So this is today, in addition to the hospital, we have the 3 other institutions and the eye banks, and there are over 6,000 staff and the trainees work at Aravind at this point of time. And in the last 45 years since starting the hospital, there has been a growth each year, at least 2 or 3% of the growth in the number of surgeries that have been performed. And I just would like to share, what got us here from based on our perspective. I'll share what got us here to this point of time. And this is driven by the vision of Dr. Venkatsamy, who really, to the heart, he wanted to eliminate needless blindness by providing quality eye care to all. And, he started this even after retirement, and after from his services, he wanted to pursue his lifelong dream. And this vision also translated into certain organizational values. There are 7 major values, which we have distilled, from what has contributed to Aravind's growth, because we really wanted to know what we really need to focus on so that this growth becomes a ongoing growth. The first and the foremost important is how do we make eye care accessible to all. And I'll just read some of these values. The core of this vision is providing a comprehensive eye care to all, regardless of their ability to pay. And this vision also holds up a larger vision of searching out and then serving the patients who need the care, not just the patients who come to the hospital, but even those who are not coming to the hospital. And this value is in line with the universal health coverage as a national goal. So in addition to establishing hospitals from where our patients were coming so that they don't have to travel much, each of this facility have got a free and pay so that there is it's affordable to everybody, and the outpatient services are also open and work for nearly close to 10 hours. There is no appointment either for OP visit, investigation, or a surgery, which we feel could be a barrier for the people to access their services. All of this we have done to lower the threshold for the surgery. Similarly, we have opened the vision care centers in the villages so as to enhance the access, and also the outreach eye camps to people who are not seeking care, either to the hospital or the vision centers. All of this helps, the hospitals and the vision centers help to address the existing demand and the unmet need, and the undiagnosed need is kind of addressed by the outreach eye camps. So this is basically how we address the first value of the organization. The second is the quality and the continuous improvement. The core of this pillar is the quest for perfection. High quality has been a tall pillar defining character of Aravind since its inception. It's about tracking the metrics like infection rates, visual outcomes, patient satisfaction. A factor of growing importance is monitoring and continually improving. It's not about just monitoring, but also improving both the quality of the outcomes and other factors that will contribute to the quality. And the whole thing is the notion that Aravind continues to be a learning organization. If you are not going to be a learning organization, if you are not going to make a change, this growth is not going to happen. This is where we have developed a benchmarking system, a quality assurance registry for cataract. Is something similar we are developing for a glaucoma, trauma, and other procedures. Here we are tracking the outcomes of each of the surgery and also help the surgeon to benchmark themselves with others, and so that they can also develop themselves. And again, this kind of a tracking also helped us to reduce our complication rate to less than 1%, which is at par with most of the internationally set benchmarks. And again, this passion for reducing, giving a good quality, we were adopting whatever the new technologies, techniques for reducing the infection rate. And with the adoption of the intracameral antibiotics, we were able to bring down the incidence of endophthalmitis from 8 to 9 per 10,000 to about 2 per 10,000 surgeries, which means we have actually avoided 300 plus patients developing endophthalmitis for those who have undergone surgery in our hospital. The third principle is the patient centricity, which is putting the patient first. So the value is concerned with the process of answering two questions. One, what the patient wants, and what the patient needs. The first requires thinking like a patient and what will satisfy them. The second requires like an ophthalmologist, what will improve the eye health of the patient who's seeking care to us. And doing this with the compassion in a manner that maintains the patient dignity we will be able to achieve this particular goal. And based on this, we have come up with about 10 service goal, and each of that is dealt in a very detailed manner. The whole process and the key metrics is all being kind of put in place. The fourth important thing is self-reliance. Without this self-reliance, we will not be able to grow. The core of this pillar is building the capacity to do what is right. The principle is that ARAVIND will continue to draw from outside individuals and organizations, but not become dependent, and will cherish its capacity to make its own decision. Because anytime you get any contribution from outside, it also comes with a certain tax. So ARAVIND will continue to find innovative solutions to problems that come in the way of its mission of delivering care to all. So all our infrastructures have been developed using the surplus income we have from the patient care. And we have also been training doctors and fellows over a period of time. And again, the ophthalmic nurses, close to now, this number is close to about 10,000. All this has helped us to man the expansion. So we are either for the monetary resources or human resources, we are not dependent on others. Similarly, the Oro Lab was established so as to bring down the cost and make the eye care affordable, not just for the people coming to ARAVIND, but across the country. And the other important value is the staff centricity. The core of this pillar is that staff matter. It rests on the belief that when a staff needs are considered, they'll respond more effectively and create synergy between the individual's aspirations and the organization goals. I mean, this is really important. Without the team, we will not be able to achieve. So, and there are a large number of staff welfare program. What is most important is we create really a good, healthy environment for the people to work in the organization. The value system really helps them to understand that. We also even encourage people to take up spiritual retreats, which are supported by the hospital. And if they are also spiritually aligned, they'll also be able to practice the values with the full belief. And the other important is the frugality. The core of the value is don't waste resources. So we really emphasize on good maintenance. We have about close to 60 plus instrument maintenance engineers in the organizations. We don't replace what can be repaired. And we also look at the cost. When we buy an equipment, we also look at what it is going to cost us to maintain that equipment. So there is a detailed study on that. And this mindset is also applies to the patient treatment. So we make sure that there is no unnecessary treatment. And we really emphasize as much as possible on a clinical diagnosis. We eliminate unnecessary tests. There are no waiting lists, or we minimize the whole length of the stay, because we also value the patient's resources. The multiple visits if they have to make for getting rid of addressing one particular problem, it's going to cost some money. The last important principle is the sharing. The core of this pillar is to help others be more effective in eliminating needless blindness. The principle is to put this mission even sometimes ahead of the organization. Sometimes we may be finding it difficult to manage ourselves, but if there is a request from others, we really respond to that. And this is where the Lions ARAVIND Institute of Community Ophthalmology was started in 1992, promote and share the best practices with others, because we truly believe that if we want to eliminate needless blindness, we need to go beyond ARAVIND. So as a result, today we work with over 354 partner hospitals in 29 countries, and we can say that nearly 1 million surgeries is being done by these hospitals from what they were doing at the baseline. And again, this translated to training. Other than the postgraduates and the fellows, we have trained about 3,400 plus ophthalmologists and short-term training, and about close to 4,000 international trainees. So to conclude, so the building ARAVIND or any organization is about developing the right perspective and practicing, putting in place the right values. And again, it also about defining the boundaries, what we do and whom we serve. So ARAVIND went beyond serving the patients. No, we went into service sector, we went into research, we went into developing the capacity of other organizations. And sustaining this growth is also depending upon how do we have the trust of the organization, the staff, the people whom we serve, the community, and also the other partner organizations, hospitals. And all that will come only if the whole practice is transparent, if there's an equity, and it has to be really based on empathy and compassion. Thank you very much.
Very much. Sir, would you just stay on the podium? And it's my privilege to ask someone like Dr. Arup Chakravarti. Arup, you were at ARAVIND for a very long time. What did ARAVIND do to you? If you can just sum up in 2 sentences. I know you've got great power of comprehension. I know it's a huge, you could take days to say that, but in 2 sentences, what can you sum up?
See, during my our stay at ARAVIND, I speak on behalf of most of the alumni. As we are imbibing the various qualities, the skills, etc., we never realize the metamorphosis or transformation that we're going through. It's only when we leave the campus of ARAVIND and then face day-to-day life, then we really, we can we feel empowered, and really, the grilling, everything that we went through, and that helps us to stand the test of time. So it's basically, as the distance grows in terms of time, you feel more and more indebted to the institute. I think I speak on behalf of most of the alumni. Amit is here. I think you'll
So
also
I'll take a
concur with
quick
me.
word from Amit also. So Amit, what special value did ARAVIND instill into you?
Thank you, Pata. So basically, sorry to share some personal things. I went to Arvind without attending a single OT during my graduation day. I was like a local gunda in my city. But when I went to Arvind, they made me human. Principles, quality, discipline. Morning 6:45, you have to enter the OT. You have to follow the protocols. You have to show empathy towards your colleagues, towards the nursing staff, the way the nursing staff is dedicated, and they also teach us various steps of surgeries and prescription writing, everything. Not only this, our personal problems we used to share with our teachers, mentors at Arvind. That also was guided in such a way. So, in nutshell, Arvind is an organization which is based on discipline and values, and they make every human being human.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll share my quick one story which I keep on telling everyone. When I went to Arvind as a RCSB fellow, I went there with my little daughter and Munidipa, and Arup knows that, and we were there together for a brief while. And I was inspired by Aravind always. I wanted to see exactly everything how it works. But what Dr. Venkateswamy sir did for my family is he inspired my wife to think about ophthalmology and ophthalmic practice. And it was a, an art student getting transformed into somebody who now takes up the supervision of hospitals. So that's what the inspiration is all about. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.